Every day, more and more road users are filming their journeys, which can often end in disaster. Pioneered by motorists in Russia and Eastern Europe, dashboard-mounted cameras are constantly recording our behavior on the roads. From the bizarre, to the ridiculous, the funny, to the downright dangerous. The thousands and thousands of dashcams around the world have captured just about every mishap you can think of. Now we're going to delve into this treasure trove of stupidity on the roads. Put things right by pointing the finger of blame. Replay the action to see what really happened. And of course, there's nothing like seeing other people's mistakes when it comes to helping us become better drivers. And please remember, on all the clips, yes, that's all the clips we show, no one, and that means no one, is seriously hurt. So drive safely. Not everyone is this lucky. Still to come on Car Crash TV, more crazy and calamitous driving from the roads of the world that, had it happened in Britain, would have resulted in the following contraventions of the Great British Highway Code. Article 168. If a driver is trying to overtake you, maintain a steady course and speed, slowing down if necessary to let the vehicle pass. Article 231. Drive extremely carefully when the roads are icy. Avoid sudden actions, as these could cause loss of control. The one about always aiming for pensioners on pedestrian crossings. Nearly, mate. Keep practicing. And from Chapter 7 of My Guide to Dating, Somebody Please Love Me, always make the first move. I think that here at Car Crash TV headquarters, our tireless devotion to road safety education would lead us to complacency after our many awards for public service. But our devotion remains intact. As long as foolhardy road users continue to drive themselves into all sorts of trouble, we will be here, resolutely offering helpful tips to the rest of you. So here, despite our best advice and guidance, are some individuals who flagrantly ignored all of our hard work. The irresponsible skidders. It would be so easy for me right now to make a joke about skid marks, but this isn't a multi-award-winning show for nothing. And I'm better than lowering myself into that kind of cheap, obvious observation. Skid marks. As Tovill and Dean creep towards their senior years, they've taken to practicing their famed bolero routine in separate hatchbacks, each with the heating on full and Ken Bruce on the radio. Fair play to them. They've still got it. 9.3 from me. Rubber windscreen wipers again. They're not fit for purpose. Best practice is to replace your wiper blades every 15 years. Personally, I think that's overkill. Health and safety gone mad. Welcome to Tatooine, the home of retired Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. In his later years, poor senile old Obi-Wan could often be found wandering the planet aimlessly. Old and senile he may be, but the Force is still with him. Skid marks? This toilet repairman fixes his plunger to the windscreen for 999 emergency outcalls. It works, but the car stinks. And finally, I think it's only fair that we end a segment entitled Skidders with a clip that entails someone skidding. But who will it be? The car in front? The car we're on board with? That bus? No, it's the car you didn't even know was there. A nice moody filter, though. Put it in your Snapchat story. Welcome to Bolton, one and all, for another thrilling installment of the Traffic Light Game. For those of you new to the show, the rules are easy. We show you the build-up to a good old-fashioned road traffic accident, and then when things are about to go a little bit pear-shaped, we freeze the action and give you the chance to guess how the crash will pan out. Will it be red, a full-on collision, amber, a tiny insignificant ding, or green, a tantalising near miss? Let's run that fun. 2 for 1 on pasties at the back. Paris in the spring. Is there a more romantic time and place? But enough of my musing, and on to the matter in hand. Will this soggy scene have our hero seeing red, amber, or green? It were Amber! The punishment, a gentle nudge into oncoming traffic. Harsh but fair. If I catch anyone bringing chips in from outside, it's a 6-week ban. Next, and judging by that procession of people marching towards it, the Saturn is an enticing retail experience. And the lure of Saturn looks destined to distract the saloon car here. But at what cost? Red, amber, or green? It's amber again! I must visit Saturn and see what all the fuss is about. Just off M602, Clitheroe Road. Well, one of Blackburn's finest boulevards here, tree-lined and ample parking. But is our road wrecker going to cause an accident of the red, amber, or green variety? Another amber! I'm sensing a pattern here. No, we don't do Jaeger bombs. This is a pub, not a tropical poolside bar. Right, let's roll the dice one last time, but wait. Isn't this the clip we just saw? It looks extremely familiar. Surely we're not about to see the amber flush, are we? A classic misdirection as our hero swerves in the nick of time and sees green. Congratulations, my friend. Here to your no-claims bonus remaining intact. Well, that's all, folks. Join us again next time for another edition of the Traffic Light Game. Sailor Boy Strippers back Sunday night. £2.50 on the door, ladies. There's nothing more annoying when you're going about your daily business than getting a total stranger up your backside. That was certainly how I felt on my recent trip to Alicante. But the less said about Spanish health clubs, the better. Meanwhile, a lot of the drivers in our next clips will also be thinking, why did that happen? Because we've collected a set of rear-ending horrors and named it, very wittily, if I may say so, It's Behind You! On the set of Fast and Furious 10 now, and in an effort to keep the storylines fresh, the writers have given Vin Diesel's character, Dominic, a serious addiction to recycling. Here he is in a race against time to deposit his weekly load of empty energy drinks. But little does he know, it's green bin day today, not brown. Dominic! How will it end? Find out in cinemas this summer. If your mobile phone rings, stop the car, people, before answering. That's what the driver of this white car ahead did. Disaster averted. In this part of the world, drivers like to congratulate one another on their motoring prowess with a pat on the backside. Wonderful emergency stop, my friend. I know what you're thinking. This driver is going to hit that motorcyclist from behind. Well, no. You're wrong. We're not that predictable. It's just slowing down out of sheer amazement at how small the biker's passenger is. Look at him. He's tiny. I mean, of course, someone was going to get hit from behind. The clue's in the title. The man in the blue jeans has been frozen in time, and only a shocking noise will awaken him from the spell. There we go. Sometimes the sheer ordinariness of a situation makes it impossible for a crash to occur. So I'm sure this idiot wasn't playing on his phone when this pointless accident occurred. Cancel his phone contract. Enter the Dragon was a kung fu franchise in the making until the untimely death of Bruce Lee. Undeterred, though, the producers were keen to come up with creative ways to bring the dragon back. This could be a martial arts hit. Spice up your boring commute with a bit of emergency stop roulette. And stop. Now you've got a topic for the water cooler chat. What spurious link can we come up with between a minor prang and the exotic world of ballroom dancing? Absolutely nothing, you say, and you'd be right. Sorry, wrong. That shimmy a car makes when spinning out of control across the asphalt echoes the wriggle of a dancer across the shiny floor. We've taken that tenuous connection and turned it into a hit TV format. So voting paddles at the ready, amigos. It's time for Strictly Car Crashing! Well, we start with a solo number, that swivel of the hips, followed by a delightful 360, a solid 7. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is rumba, a sensual dance of love that's supposed to set the pulse racing. Frankly, this attempt is doing nothing for me. Charge up the defibrillator, darling. There's no life in this routine, too. Here's the kind of punchy start to a routine I love. Great synchronization as they attack the dance floor. But it's taken this performer into the crowd. What a shame. I can only give that a 4. This is one hell of a waltz, clean and elegant, like a pawn skater dancing across a lake. And look at that. Pirouette to finish. Then he bows to the judges. The young Frenchman simply exudes confidence, and rightly so. 9. I love a dance with atmosphere. And the use of dry ice here to lend the paso doble some gravitas is a delicious touch. But this isn't a case of style over substance as our dancer pulls off the reverse cutback with ease. 10. Surely that can't be topped. Well, he's giving it a go. Under pressure, a solo twist in front of the lights, a solid 8. Not the finale we hoped for, but remember, keep crashing. The near miss. Whoa! A moment to make the heart stop. Whoa! That'll make you take stock, reassess the choices you've made in life, and thank a higher power that you've... Whoa! Dodged a bullet before exclaiming, whoa! That was really close. My driving instructor handed me a bowl of keys and said, pick a lane. I thought that was weird, because Elaine was his wife. I guess it takes all sorts. Whoa! Turns out he meant a lane on the motorway. Someone tell that guy. Narrow street, looks like a school on the side. Don't worry about that. Take the pavement. Low blood pressure. Give it a boost with a nerve-shredding game of automotive peekaboo. That'll put you back to normal in no time. Please check instructions for details and consult your medical practitioner before taking any medicine. Watching car crashes might cause migraines, exhaustion, leakage, spots, rashes, constipation, diarrhea, vomiting, and hives. Do not take if you're prone to headaches or death. Ah, sunset in Hawaii. Palm trees, a cocktail. Is there any greater sight on Earth? Of course, that's what we would be saying if we weren't looking at another European idiot on some depressing highway to nowhere, nearly slamming into an innocent commuter. Hawaii 5-0, it's not, you horrible hatchback. Sometimes the near miss is such a near miss that you don't even realize you dodged a bullet till afterwards. Let's see that again. Yes, there's a massive tire bouncing towards this car at 50 miles an hour out of the smoke on the other side of the road. Great reactions. Here's an example of what happens when two idiots decide to overtake at the same time next to a garden centre of bonsai Christmas trees. A near miss for the innocent bystander who was just minding his business and driving along. They do say that the epitome of kindness is helping a little old lady across the road. And driving at her at speed could well be the best way to do it. Keep our old people fit, I say. You're as young as the speed you can run at. That's community spirit at its finest.
So he's on an easy drive down the fairway here, but look, it could have been so different when he almost fell foul of an obstacle. Let's rerun the action. There he goes, just skirted the trees and oncoming 50-mile-an-hour traffic. Should be a comfortable birdie from here.
Still to come on Car Crash TV, we uncover some of the more cultural car crashes in the art of the automobile. And come to the aid of a vehicle crippled by the discomfort of trapped wind. But first, it's time for me to rest my laddings for a couple of minutes. But to keep you busy, I have a question for you to consider. A number of the cars up ahead appear to be braking. So can you work out what happens next? It's certainly not pedestrian. Welcome back to Car Crash TV. Did you work out what happens next? Well, this stretch of motorway was built right in the path of old Derek's route back from the pub to his 2 up, 2 down. He's walked this route for 72 years, and he'll be damned if he's going to find a new one. The traffic will just have to work around him. And in fairness, it just about does. Derek, I'll have a pint of stout, a pickled egg, and some pork scratchings. Fish and chips, tea and biscuits, reality TV and Botox. Some things just go together perfectly. But none of these go together quite as perfectly as bad weather and idiotic drivers. Nothing turns the air quite as frosty as a weather-based faux pas. There's snow getting away from it. Sorry about those weather puns. I think I'd better rein them in before the boss gets wind of my antics. Seriously, though, I apologize. And without further morning dew, here's some weather wallies. As a perennial sufferer of trapped wind myself, I know there are few things that will get the old digestive system back on track better than a long drive in a good downpour and a sudden shock to the system. There we go. That'll do it. Don't be shy. Better out than in. He'll be a little lighter on his feet after that. Ah, autumn, what a wonderful time of year. The leaves have fallen from the trees, it's almost time for Christmas, and old men are out and about, risking life and limb trying to help confused hedgehogs across the road. Like this fella, nature's guardian right there, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on, that's not a hedgehog. It's a hat. This guy's not a hero, he's a loon. At least I hope it's a hat. Otherwise, that's a man and a hedgehog's day ruined. These two black hatchbacks hooked up on Grindr. But the beige car wants to turn this meeting into a menage a trois. The locals aren't happy, though, and are quick to show their disapproval. They prefer more traditional dating practices. The summer solstice is best viewed at megalithic Stonehenge, rather than on this out-of-town dual carriageway. But that's no excuse for zoned-out New Age hippies to willfully crash into buses. This isn't an acid trip, mate. This is a set of traffic lights on a busy dual carriageway. They say that when a crack in a windscreen is longer than a centimetre, you should replace it. So it's fair to say this windscreen is right on the cusp. The driver of that car was probably Irish. After all, they love a good crack. And those guys are Irish too. They're going to do a river dance. Move over, Michael Flatley. It's every World War II shoot-'em-up game you've ever played. Shoot that car! You're running low on health there, mate. If you're going to go, go with conviction. Otherwise, really, what's the point? Hello? Oh, hi, Dave. How are you? How was Tenerife? Oh, you know, can't complain. The piles are acting up, but you know what it's like when you get to a certain age. Yeah, we'd love to. When are you thinking? Oh, hang on a sec. Just need to... that's better. Yes, see you Friday. How many couples are coming? Get that sauna fired up. Heavy snow, check. Ice on the road, check. Lorry impeding progress, check. Phone number for a decent builder, mechanic, sign maker, gardener, and chiropractor, check. Swipe left if you like art. Thanks. Yes, a beautiful landscape, the sheer pleasure of color combination, the spatter of a Jackson Pollock, the imaginative leap of crossing a Dutch landscape. It's the art of the automobile.
A truly striking figurative 19th century Polish landscape. Witness the contrast of the dark road and the white sky. Follow the black car, a journey to the dark side, but turn to the white car and you'll find salvation. Astounding. An early Gauguin, I believe. See how the artist uses blue light, encapsulating the fickling beauties of love and loss.
£12 million. Gone to the man in the VW Polo.
Priceless roundabout, believed to be early Edward Munch. At the center of the work, the roundabout suggests circular wheels of conflict, resolved only as the artist cleverly spins our perspective by 180 degrees.
Gone to the man who runs that poster art bookshop in Soho with the specialist section in the basement. I'll see you after work, Tony. Be there about 6.
Sculpture now, and a wonderful piece from the Hungarian Jakob Gutmann. The tree crash, a clear metaphor for nature's need to be respected, loved, and feared in equal measure.
I have a bidder on the phone. No, it's not just a bit of old dodgy dashcam footage, and it's the best way to launder your Colombian drunk fortune. £120,000 to our bidder on the phone.
Dutch landscapes now, and with this Avacamp piece, the color and detail is truly mesmerizing, as if even the actors in the drama were coming to life in 3 dimensions.
That one's not for sale. I'm keeping that.
A Lowry to finish, easily recognizable by the use of the stick figures bustling to and fro. This piece is entitled Burnley. Obviously, Burnley looks even worse now it's got one of those discount German supermarkets.
Sold to that hideous man at the front. Go and put that in your Bentley. Take it back to your grotesque Tudor-Beathan mansion up north. A chain reaction is what we call it when one action sets off a series of completely unexpected reactions. For example, you might accidentally send a text message meant for an old girlfriend to your wife's best friend, who then might bump into your wife at Pilates class in Redditch and tell her all about the text message. And before you know it, you've got a black eye and you're spending weeks on your mate's sofa. That was obviously a made-up example for illustration purposes only. Sheila, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to say that message. Please, can I come home? Please, Sandra means nothing to me. She was just someone at the office. Anyway, chain reactions, go. First up, an angry-looking lorry giving us the unenviable choice of going left into oncoming traffic or right over a massive cliff. I'll be honest, neither of those options look that great. Whoa! Someone made the decision for me. The kindness of strangers. The name of this bridge is written on the right. It says Bridge of Total Irresponsible Buffoons. Want to know why? This is why. Also, why would you keep a big black cartoon cat on your dashboard? Now, there's three strange things going on in this picture. A man walking about on the central reservation, a car driving down the grass, a turtle, or is it a terrapin on the dash? How the hell did it come to that? Well, there's the terrapin. That's why this guy ended up on the grass. But where the hell did he come from? I'm none the wiser, but it's definitely a terrapin. Also, have you noticed no one ever sticks around at the scene of an accident on this show? Dodgy levers. It's extremely hard to make a living if you run a fast food delivery service in a town with utterly weird clouds. Is that a nimbus or a cumulonimbus? Why is a white cloud a bit blue? None of the deliveries ever get there, and that 30 minutes or less promise means no one is making any money.
Apologies for hitting you. I have to ask, what is flagette? Did you ever worry that the restaurant name Rosvo's just sounded too tasty?
For this next clip, we've gone to a weird purple country. An experimental place where they're testing out life with only one color. Nice funky country idea, guys, but get your brakes fixed before you get that fancy in future. That sun is so bright, I'm surprised these drivers can see where they're going. And they're not just slamming into each other. You stupid shunts. Get your shades on. Hang on, I think we might have come to this clip too late. Looks like the crash has already happened, and that blue car in front has come out of it worst. Ha! Oh, no, it's fine. That was the crash. Phew, that was a massive relief. It's okay, guys. You're not fired. Anyone fancy a superfood quinoa salad for lunch?
You know what? Taxi drivers get a bad rep for being irresponsible on the roads, but that's just a lazy stereotype. Look at that plonker in front. He was totally stationary in the middle of the road. I couldn't avoid him. Bloody taxi apps taking our living.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, whilst these drivers are dreaming of that magical time when they all still had their no-claims bonuses.